everyone, it's Brittany King from Elise 10 Designs. As you may know, I do custom dressmaking for bridal gowns and evening gowns. Today I thought I'd do something a little different. Occasionally I get asked by a client to make a dress from a commercial pattern, ones that you can buy at any sewing store. This year I got asked to do this one here. It's Vogue 1426. It's a lovely strapless black and white evening dress. She really liked the look of it, even the colors. So we did exactly the same color scheme, black and white. We chose the same fabric that it suggests, which is a peau de soie, like a heavy matte satin, and the charmeuse for the white. So how I would grade this is sewing difficulty, pattern layout, the ease of instruction that it gives you, and the accuracy of the design. Does it look how it looks on the front cover? Because sometimes it does not. I've done a lot of commercial patterns when I was beginning to sew, and they are a really good way to learn techniques and get something really beautiful and rewarding from it. So if you're a novice sewer or a beginner, it's really a great way to learn. So speaking of that, the sewing difficulty for this pattern. Now let me do the description of it first. It's a lined dress, has close-fitting boned bodice with princess seams, foundation, semi-fitted skirt, left side front pleats, single layer flounce, high slit, invisible zipper, and very narrow hem. So Vogue is really good at grading its patterns, and this one is an advanced, and I would have to agree with them. The techniques used that I would say make this pattern difficult for the beginner sewer are the layout that you cut out in, which is everything is cut one on a single layer, and it has to be right side up just so that the opposite side matches. So look at the instructions very carefully when you're laying out and try to do it as best you can to exact. I ended up with a wider fabric, so I had a little bit more wiggle room to work with. The other hard part, I'd say, is the narrow hem of the charmeuse, the silk satin that's very fine and slippery. It's probably the most difficult part to sew in this design. The flounce is all cut out in a nice circular bias shape, so that's a really fun thing to do. It's sort of odd and not typical to cut out a big circle. And that's what creates that nice curving along the slit. It's quite lovely. And you do that with both the black and the white. And both have the narrow hem. So at least the peau de soie is not very easy, but easier to do the narrow hem on than the charmeuse. So just take it slow and follow the instructions. The boning in this, it is in a foundation that is separate from the dress but attached only at the top of the bodice. So you have your self fabric, you have your lining, then inside is the complete foundation, which has its own interfacing, and just really sturdy. I was really surprised of how well it made the garment fit in the end. So yeah, as terms of accuracy of design, this photo that's on the cover turned out really well. Like, it's pretty close to this. I had to do a couple different things with the fitting because my client was different sizes, so I think I did a 6. Yeah, I did a 6 all the way to a 12. Another part that you have to be careful with is the pleats and matching them. Transfer your markings very carefully. The pleats match up on the left side, So having those circular dots to match up where the pleats fold and you can baste is really important. If you don't know how to do an invisible zipper, probably practice first because this pattern does ask for it. Get an invisible zipper foot, do a couple practice runs. The instructions are very clear, not just about the zipper, but the whole dress. I don't think I had a problem understanding or reading the patterns and what it wanted me to do. The pictures are very clear. The pattern though, however, I got 2 copies of, I think, piece 10 and 11, or 11 and 12, I can't remember, but there's just doubles of them, and I ended up cutting out, before looking at the numbers, I cut out both of these double pieces, and I'm like, why do I have 2 of these pieces of 11? So maybe it's just how it printed out, and I didn't want to waste paper, and just like, oh, let's throw in an extra piece just because it can. So maybe that's why, which it kind of makes sense. That was a little bit of a surprise. What I really did like about the bodice of this pattern is a little different than what I had done before, which is fusing a fusible knit interfacing to the bodice as an interlining, which I've never done before, so it was kind of neat, and I might try it in the future. So it just made the bodice so much more, give it structure, and it worked really well and really easy to do. So I did it in a black fusible knit. I ended up having to get extra of that because the pieces are really, really narrow, so just keep note of what fabric you need and make any adjustments for the width of the fabric. So overall, I'd say give this pattern a go. I really like the final product. What did you like about it? Did I miss anything? Plus, if you want to see more of these pattern reviews, let me know. Give me a like and subscribe. Thanks.